Hello and welcome back to the IBJJF Heavyweight No-Gi Grand Prix. I'm Tyler Bishop, joined alongside me today, Robert Drysdale. Robert, we've already made our way through the quarterfinals, and we are into the semifinals of a tournament in which the winner will receive $40K USD.
That's huge, man. Excited to be back. This semifinal is going to be fire. We got Gabriel Rocha, one of the best grapplers in the world at the moment. I would put him in top 5 in the world, Gabriel. And we have the young gun. We have Vinicius Ferreira, Trator, and who just beat Luis Panza. I think that was the upset of the day so far. You see Gabriel Rocha with the weight advantage, more experience, more accomplished, but anything could happen. You never know. He surprised us earlier today, so Vinicius could do it again.
Yeah, I would say, this would be a even bigger upset than the first one against Panza. Joao Gabriel, as we mentioned, the match against Gaujo earlier, as you can see here on the screen, Gaujo losing a really close split decision to Rocha earlier in the day. Rocha now probably the favorite, I would say, not just for the finals, but maybe for the whole tournament, because we said that match against Gabriel, that really could have been the finals in of itself. So Ferreira really has his hands full here, but this would definitely, I would say, be a bigger upset than his win over Panza.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here like Vinicius, like what would I do to defeat Gabriel Rocha if I were Vinicius? And I think he's a little worried about what his game. I don't think he has a great game plan, because he's a top player, right? That means he's got to count on Gabriel Rocha to pulling guard, which is unlikely to happen. Or, yeah, he pulled guard completely. It's completely surprised. It's
a little bit interesting, but, if you were to evaluate the match that Rocha had with Gaujo earlier,
Yeah, that's the scary thing. A guy that is that heavy, that strong, and can move like that.
Yeah, and he's slicing through the guard with that nearly on the back here of Trator.
Look at that. He moves like he's 120 pounds.
He really does.
But he's like 120 kilos.
And I was talking to someone earlier, Robert, and they compared Rocha to Buchecha, and they said they're almost identical, and the only difference...
They look alike, man. I keep saying they look like,
like they could be related.
Yeah, they could be related. The Irish twins kind of thing.
The only difference I would say is Buchecha seems to have like maybe this extra turbo drive that just...
Buchecha has a gift. That's this thing where when someone in his corner yells, you got 30 seconds left, he has this ability to score the exact amount of points he has to score to win that match. Does not really contingent on where he's at or what the score is. He just figures it out. And that's been, if you look at his career, that's a pattern of him scoring the amount of points he needs to score at the very end of the match. We were talking about this earlier, Tyler, his match against Max Gomes from Brazil, who had him at the Gi Worlds this year, double underhooks, with his forehead across Buchecha's face. The guy weighs at least 280, at the very least, if not more. And I'm looking, he's winning. He's beating Buchecha, so I'm thinking, this is it. This guy's going to beat Buchecha. And I think with like a minute left or something like that, Buchecha just explodes out of nowhere and gets on top. I don't even know how he did it, man. Like, I couldn't do that to save my life. But like Buchecha has this ability to explode. Just when you think he's done, he's got nothing left. It's like he's got this extra gas tank that no one else has.
Yeah, it's really incredible, and he is really known in the same way that Rocha is for being able to move and explode a lot like a smaller competitor. But it's so significant because of their size. They really distinguish themselves from the competition because of both their size and their agility.
Absolutely. I have a theory why that is. Guys I don't know about Gabriel Rocha for sure, but I suspect he started training very in his early teens, and same with Buchecha. Somewhere between, I'm going 12, 13, 14 maybe, and at that age, how heavy can you be? You're not. So you are forced to develop a jiu-jitsu that is very dependent on agility to get by in the gym, right? But as these guys grow, they get a lot heavier, a lot stronger, but they don't lose that ability. They still move like their kids. Buchecha has that. Gabriel has that. They move exceptionally well for someone their size. Someone that starts... Oh, leg attack by Trator. This could be...
in on a nice knee bar here. He's a little shallow.
It's shallow, but it could be something.
And he is a little bit more limited in terms of the attacks that he can pull off here because of the rule set, right, Robert?
Yeah, absolutely. The heel hooks are illegal in under IBJJF tournaments. He is, man, beautiful setup, by the way. I want to see that again. It's very nice. Yeah, João Gabriel is just a monster.
And kind of switching here into the bear trap calf slice position here is Rocha, and he's going to free himself here.
That was, yeah, give the advantage. Vinicius, Trator. So score is even with just under 7 minutes left.
And wow, they're going to pull it back.
The replay, yep. Oh, you can see Fabio Gugel disappointed with that. I think he was really counting on that advantage for their moving forward. But yeah, it just makes me wonder too. Like if they have the head ref with the replay, it kind of makes like the corner refs less.
Yeah,
it's kind of like they're not really necessary at that point if you have like a head ref like with the replay. I think that moving forward, they might be moving towards something like that, where just there's like some ref with the ability to use the replay, and that's really the head ref.
I think it's helpful for the referee's decisions because you have three people that are standing right here, Matt's side. But I agree with you in the ability to reinforce or I guess evaluate whether or not something should be scored according to the rules.
So basically, to assure fairness, there are 3 layers of protection here. You have the central ref, you have the corner refs, and then you have the head ref with the replay. There's 3. So, if you say that you really won the match and that you won that decision, and all those refs are wrong, there's probably something. You're probably wrong. Like it's unlikely that 4 refs and the replay are all wrong, and you're right.
Ferreira working in here on the legs of Rocha once again. Not quite as deep as he was able to get on the first one, but this seems to be the path forward for victory for him here. Is working up underneath of Rocha here.
Surprised how easily he's getting underneath João Gabriel Rocha, because he's such a heavy guy. It'd be difficult to get underneath him and get him off balance, but he's gotten underneath him a few times. He hasn't gotten close to submission. There's that knee bar there, which I thought was an advantage, but yeah, he's been very, very aggressive on the bottom. I'm really surprised.
Coming in here a lot better again, but Rocha doing a much better job here of staying out of anything too deep. Going back to that knee bar, Robert, I think one of the things that made it significant was just how good of a position he had, but he didn't necessarily attack the knee or the feet.
I think that's what the head ref with the replay is looking at is. He was never in real danger of being submitted. You can even see on João Gabriel's the expression on his face said that. Like he wasn't worried, right? He was just kind of like really calm and confident that he was going to get out of that. And it wasn't really that deep. It was close, but
the position itself he was in a bad position, but the submission itself hadn't really been attacked yet.
Yeah.
And you see Ferreira looking to get back in on those legs, and this is what he's been doing. He's been getting his hands together, separating those legs and using that to get up underneath of Rocha here. I'm a little bit surprised, like you had mentioned earlier, the success that he's had with this, and I guess maybe it's an opportunity to sort of look at the strategy that he had going into this, which was obviously to pull guard.
I think that he understood that out wrestling João Gabriel was going to be harder than doing this right here. Like he's doing really well getting on those legs. I'm actually really surprised with Trator's game plan. It's like I was worried about him not having a game plan initially. He has a good one, and I don't think he's actually going to sweep or submit João Gabriel, but I think he had the right idea. Like he was moving in the right direction given the size and experience difference.
João Gabriel in a pretty decent position here, but if he gets that hip put on the ground, Robert, his leg might be in trouble here, right?
Yeah. He's leaning heavy, but yeah, you have to like get your hip off the ground there and control the feet, right? You want to really pull your opponent's feet off the ground when you invert underneath them like that.
And the position has gotten significantly worse here for Trator.
Yeah, at that point, I can't see where João Gabriel's right arm is, but if he's grabbing his head, which looks like he is grabbing, then Trator is really stuck.
And when you get your hips pinned to the mat here, you can sort of see every now and then whenever a competitor will, you can tell whenever the tension leaves. Now João Gabriel is really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, he's bad spot. Wow, look at Trator. Way to fight back. Like that was impressive. Like I thought João Gabriel had that pass there. 2.5 minutes left. João up by advantage only.
And, just one of the things I'm perceiving here from just kind of looking at the action here and watching Ferreira's first match against Panza, he's got some underrated strength there. I mean, the ability to kind of basically bridge up and create that space against someone like João Gabriel is pretty impressive.
You know, the thing about power is people associate power with size. Everyone's thinking, oh, he's big. Clearly, he's very strong in power. Not necessarily. Sometimes the smaller guys are really the powerful one. Like size and power, they don't correlate that strictly like people think they would. Guys like Trator, I never trained with him, but yeah, you're right. He looks excessively strong for his size.
Especially in his legs, and I think you're seeing that in his ability to kind of elevate Rocha and get underneath him here in several instances. But the only problem with leveraging your strength in situations like this, as you're sort of seeing now, is it can wear down as the match carries on.
Absolutely, and then the gravity has its toll, right? Like now he's been dealing with a guy that outweighs him by what? I'm going to guess here, 60 pounds, maybe more.
That's probably fair.
And, and you're losing the fight. So, but I mean, I'm really impressed with Trator's performance. I don't think he's going to score any points at this stage of the fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would. So someone else to watch out for. He was like someone that he was a replacement as well for this division or for the Grand Prix, but he's hanging. Like this, like João Gabriel, like I said, he's top 5 in the world, and he's doing just fine. I mean,
replacing Mateus Diniz on short notice here, and João Gabriel now really pouring it on here at the end of this match with 45 seconds left to go.
Looks like he's going to get the back. No points yet.
He's not got those hooks in the right position yet, but he has definitely got Trator in a vicarious position here.
Unable to score a single point on Trator, or more importantly, get even near a submission. Not even close.
And when you think about it, Trator is in half guard here. If he could find a way to sweep here at the last minute, he'd steal this one.
That'd be crazy, right? If you could pull that off the end. That is, you're right.
But João Gabriel in a really, really strong position here.
But like with
time ticks away.
João Gabriel's right arm with that underhook there, that neutralizes any half guard attempt. He might have a head and arm in a mount now. Let's see, time's going to be up. Wow, it's got to suck to be underneath João Gabriel like for 10 minutes like that. Props to Trator, incredible performance. Man, he's got a new fan in me.
Yeah, his stock definitely goes up. I think even with a loss here, just. As we mentioned, a small upset in the first round, and then obviously, more than holding his own here in the second round against Rocha. Rocha obviously moving on, but like I said, I think the stock goes up for Ferreira. And so that's it. We defined one side of the heavyweight Grand Prix finals. João Gabriel Rocha, maybe not a surprise to many who would have predicted him in the finals early on, but obviously that first round matchup against Gabriel is something that a lot of people were looking at, I think, with raised eyebrows, Robert. And man, that one was close. It could have really gone either way.
Yes, it was honestly, it was closer than I thought it was going to be.